Hi, Tony Margatelli here, Chair ICPA, and welcome to another one of my ICPA in Practice blogs. There's so much stuff out there, it's almost unbelievable. In the old days, pre-computers, you had to go on a course, there was nothing else. Very little options available, and we all remember driving all the way around the M25 to find venues or going into London and all the rest of it. Of course, now we have the ubiquitous webinar that's you can't turn on your computer without being invited to a webinar or 10. The joy for CP, of course, is that it's opened the whole thing up. You still have the old school, old way of doing it. You can read a book, you can read a magazine, you can be kept up to date, old school style, or you can go online, you can download online content, you can watch content live, you can stream it onto your tablet. There's myriad ways of doing it, which of course is great for us all now. It opens up a lot, and what's equally really handy is of course that finally the institutes have all seemed to wake up to exactly this point and are not being dogmatic and are not trying to say this is the right way, this is the wrong way. So there's lots of good ways of doing your CPE available to actually all of us now. Obviously, all the institutes have their own rules and regulations, hours, units, etc. Most of them have their annual return where you have to provide the information, usually once a year if you're picked on. So check out with your own institute as to what it is. But every accountant in practice should be looking inwards at themselves. Remember some of the things that we've discussed recently, PI issues and general practice advice. Look at it. I think the ICAEW have some great stuff. They use terms like impact and act and reflecting. Now they're very sensible terms. Basically look at your practice, think about your own practice, the work that your practice does. If you're not doing any audits, don't bother reading about audits. If you're not doing offshore tax planning, why are you getting involved in that? But you can certainly look in on all manner of things. Possibly even your computerization, your techie skills you need to work on, those sort of things. That there's so much good stuff out there that can help us all, every single one of us. And yes, you need a plan. You're a mug if you don't. A lot of these things still cost money. You can get decent discounts if you, as it were, buy enough of them, so you need to plan ahead. But there'll be periods of time through the year. You can be quiet after the January hiatus, so why not use that time to catch up on stuff? Pretty soon we're going to be buried alive. We've got the budget tomorrow. There'll be all manner of people trying to tell us that everything that's been in the budget, even though the stuff hasn't necessarily gone through Parliament. There'll be lots and lots of stuff available. This is one of the the joys of the information age now. There is so much stuff out there. You just got to work out what is good for you, good for your practice. Not just you. Remember, it's your practice. Involve the rest of the staff. Involve staff in what you're doing. You may be brilliant at tax. They may need some help. You may be like absolutely rubbish at technology. Get them in. They can help you, and we can all learn together. CPE, CPD has to be a personal thing. Horses for courses, everyone for their own way of doing things. I'm a bit old school. I like certain things. I like certain magazines. I like to sit and read and look at it. But of course, that's not necessarily the way everybody else reacts to CPE. Out there, all the names that have been around a while are still around. So you're looking at your usual suspects. You're looking at your Merciers. You're looking at your SWATs. You're looking at you don't forget, all your institutes are pumping out all manner of stuff to help their members. And really good place. People seem to forget. Don't bother to look at their own institute. They go, oh, I've got to sort out this CPE, and they never actually look at their own institute website and find there's all manner of helpful information and stuff out there to help. So look at your own website. We're constantly pushing out stuff at ICPA, and it's all out there to look. What's best for you? What's best for the practice? Who knows? You must know yourself. You must know your own practice. But I think CPD done in isolation, the days of sitting there and reading, reflecting on matters accountancy and tax, or possibly going for a 3-hour lecture and struggling to keep going through the day, waiting for the coffee breaks. Whilst they still play a part, I honestly feel that you've got to try and keep your CPE short, sharp, snappy, and try and involve your staff. You really must involve the staff. And even if you're a sole trader, you're on your own. Try and get involved with other members. Go along to your society events. Go along to your membership meetings, and mix with other accountants. That gives you a chance to talk, and you can, before you know it, you can set up little CPE meetings amongst yourselves where you can talk over. Of course, the accounting web's a huge resource. There's one on its own. There's lots out there. Just deal with it, basically.